I am making an updated Gimmick Puppet deck profile now that I have all the Gimmick Puppet cards I was needing from Immortal Destiny. The deck's really fun. My only issue with it is when I actually went to use it after testing it, I could never see Jury Doll. But that's a personal issue. And the deck really does what it's supposed to do well when you see Jury Doll. Starting off the monster cards, I play 2 Gimmick Puppet Gear Changer. This Gimmick Puppet lets you change its level and match that of any other Gimmick Puppet. The only issue with it is it cannot be summoned from the deck. Then you play 3 Gimmick Puppet Humpty Dumpty. When he's normal or special summoned, you special summon a Gimmick Puppet from your hand, and you can only use that effect once. And he's also a machine duplication target. And I play 3 Gimmick Puppet Terror Baby. This card is amazing. When it's normal summoned, I can target 1 Gimmick Puppet that's in the graveyard, other than itself, and special summon it. And while it's in the graveyard, then you can banish it so that your opponents cannot respond to any of your Gimmick Puppet monster effects. Then what I've seen to be the most important card for anything, 3 Gimmick Puppet Dreary Doll. It's a Dreary Doll. It can only be used for the Xyz summon of Gimmick Puppet Xyz monsters, and can banish a Gimmick Puppet from your graveyard to special summon itself from the graveyard. You can only use that effect once per turn. Then the only non-Gimmick Puppet in the deck is more or less an honorary Gimmick Puppet, and that's Gear Spring Spirit. If you only have machine monsters in your graveyard, it's a free summon. And once per turn, you can target an opponent's monster. Its attack is reduced to 0 until the end of the turn. Or until the end phase. I'm going to play 3 Gimmick Puppet Magnet Doll. If your opponent controls a monster and all the monsters you control are Gimmick Puppets, it's a free summon. And to finish off the monsters, I play 3 Gimmick Puppet Bisque Doll. You can special summon it from your hand by discarding a Gimmick Puppet card. And you can banish it from your graveyard to then make it so that none of your Gimmick Puppet monsters can be targeted by your opponent's cards till the end of the turn. That is it for the monster cards. Moving on to the spells, I play 1 Rank Up Magic Barion's Force. It's only there to try to be cute. Play 2 copies of Perform Puppet. It lets you adjust the levels of all your Gimmick Puppets, and if a Gimmick Puppet would be destroyed, you can special summon a banished Gimmick Puppet. And I play 3 Allure Darkness, since the majority of the deck is dark. 3 Machine Dupe. This is a power card, although I prefer this to be 3 Infernal Reckless Summon instead. Because then there's only 2 cards in the deck that can't be summoned through Infernal Reckless Summon. 3 Trade-ins, since most things are level 8. Junk Puppet. This is a monster born for Gimmick Puppets. Then I play 3 Limiter Removal. And the main card in this deck that lets you OTK very easily is Rank Up Magic Numeron Force. Numeron Force, unlike the rest of the Rank Up Magic cards, negates the effects of every other face-up card in the field besides the monster you summon and its own effect. So your opponent has a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon that can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Use this, now it can. So something you can do with the deck is you can summon number 40, activate its ability, put string counters on everything, use Numeron Force, summon Chaos number 40. And now you just dealt your opponent 4,000 points of damage by destroying their Chaos Max Dragon, since Numeron negates its effects. So you dealt 4,000 and you get a draw card. And that is it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, I play 3 Gimmick Puppet Chimera Doll. This card is fun because it's Foolish Burial and either Reinforcement of the Army or... What cards do you summon from your hand? Anyway, it lets you send 1 Gimmick Puppet from your deck to the graveyard. You either send a Gimmick Puppet or add a Gimmick Puppet, and then you can summon a Gimmick Puppet from your hand. However, you use that effect, then you can only summon Gimmick Puppets for the rest of the turn. And you can only use each of its effects once per turn. Then I play 2 copies of Gimmick Puppet Gigantus Doll. I feel like this card is a troll just because you use 2 materials to take up to 2 of your opponent's monsters until the end phase. And you can tribute it to make the levels of all monsters you control become 8. So, if you have 2 level 4s in play and your opponent has 2 monsters that have levels, just steal them and make them level 8 and then use them to make one of your monsters. Then the only 2 non-Gimmick Puppet monsters in the extra deck. Number 101, Silent Honor Arc, and Chaos 101, Silent Honor Dark. Silent Honor Dark is fun because no one hardly ever sees it coming. Basically what it does is, once per turn it can target an opponent's monster that was special summoned and absorb it into an overlay unit. And then if it's destroyed while it has materials and Silent Honor Arc is in the graveyard, then it comes back from the graveyard and you gain life points equal to its attack points. So you can take a monster, have it die, comes right back, and it can take another monster. It's just a really fun card to use. Then I play 2 copies of number 18, Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. This card is fun because you can use this effect up to twice, or 2 times in the same main phase. And when you do, you can target 2 of your opponent's special summon monsters, and then you can destroy them. And if they're Xyz monsters, you deal damage to your opponent equal to their attack. 1 Chaos number 15 can target a card on the field and destroy it. 240, Chaos 40, and then 2 auto wins, Leo, and Disaster Leo. Thank you for watching. If you have any ideas